Gorgeous real estate agent Crystal McDowell is missing. Hours before Hurricane Harvey bears down on Baytown, Texas.
Did anybody think that Crystal may have just been trying to flee the storm?
It just didn't make sense for a well-to-do woman like this, who by all accounts loved her kids, to just disappear.
When Crystal's best friend, Bronze Beckley, learned she was missing, she went into full panic mode.
I told my husband, I said, I feel something's not right.
At first, Bronze worried, could Crystal have been kidnapped while showing a house?
She is a real estate agent, and so that thought crossed her mind, but she didn't show up for her appointments that day. And so that was off the table.
Bronze, who lives several hours away in Mississippi, tried to drive to Baytown to help in the search, but Harvey just wouldn't let her.
Did you feel that she may have fallen victim to the storm, to Hurricane Harvey?
And neither did Chambers County Sheriff Brian Hawthorne.
Hurricane Harvey is about to hit the city, wreaking havoc. How did you know that this had nothing to do with the hurricane?
Well, we pretty well knew it had nothing to do with the hurricane because the missing person complaint had come in prior to the storm.
Where do you even begin with a missing persons report looking for a young mother when a storm is approaching?
Nowadays, one of the first things that we look at is social media. So we immediately pinged her telephone and we started doing other things such as getting search warrants on her phone records. We could not find her iPad, we couldn't find her telephone, so we were operating off of her phone records.
One number would pop up a lot. Crystal's new boyfriend, Paul Hargrave.
What did he tell you? Was he cooperative?
He was cooperative and fairly forthcoming, but we had problems getting some evidentiary items from him, such as video. He claimed he had video, so obviously that became a red flag to us, why somebody wouldn't be turning stuff over to the organization that was tasked in trying to find and locate her.
I immediately went to the police department and gave them a statement, DNA, cell phone records, camera footage. I wanted to try to get them as much information as possible so that either they could A, rule me out, or B, focus on someone else that may have had something to do with this.
Did you take a polygraph test?
Yes, ma'am.
What were the results?
They didn't tell me the results, but there was a lot of yelling and screaming, and it wasn't a good experience for me. So I don't know if I passed or failed. They didn't really state.
Then the sheriff talked to Crystal's ex-husband, Stephen.
What did he tell you about her disappearance?
He pretty well just had told us that he hadn't seen her, that she never showed up at his house.
Wait a minute. Remember? Didn't Paul say Crystal told him she was going to Stephen's house to pick up the kids? Detectives now put Stephen on the polygraph machine.
How did he do in the polygraph?
He did fail the polygraph.
So he lied.
Well, he wasn't forthcoming on all those questions that we had in the initial interviews with him.
But a failed polygraph doesn't prove guilt, and it doesn't reveal what happened to Crystal.
At this point, are both men persons of interest?
Yes, at this point, yes.
Two persons of interest. Paul, the boyfriend, the last man known to have seen Crystal alive, and Stephen, the ex-husband, who denied seeing her the day she disappeared.
You know and love Crystal. What did you think?
I felt Steve had done something.
From the start, you suspected Steve?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Was it, if he can't have her,
no one can? And I think that's when the new boyfriend came into the picture, because he had only been in the picture a month.
He knew he didn't have a chance anymore.
Mm-mm.
She was gone.
Right.
She was gone, for real. But where? Investigators are about to make a pair of shocking discoveries.
See this black car right here? This Mercedes? 2 people got out of it, and it doesn't belong to them.
In the flooded parking lot of a cheap motel, Crystal's Mercedes is found abandoned. This home video shot from the motel balcony, exclusively on Crime Watch Daily.
They have a white car right up there that was waiting for them to come, and now they're getting busted. They should be going to jail, but why is she in handcuffs?
Those two people rummaging around the car are quickly ruled out as suspects. Inside the car, the sheriff finds something very suspicious.
That obviously told us that she or someone had placed the car there. And the way the car was parked, it appeared to us it was more staged. We didn't think for a moment that Crystal had parked it.
Why? What leads you to believe it was staged?
This was a 2013 Mercedes. You would not normally see that in a Motel 6 parking lot with the keys left in it and the doors unlocked.
Then, 11 days later,
I got a call from the Texas Ranger that Saturday afternoon saying that they had found her.
a horrifying discovery. Crystal's decomposing body dumped in this wooded area, an area that was forecast to be covered by millions of gallons of water from the hurricane.
He led us to the body. He actually, drove us to the body.
Who did? Who took them to Crystal's body? It was Crystal's husband, Stephen. He says he killed her.
How did he take her life?
It was by strangulation.
He choked the life out of her.
That is correct.
In their home where she was staying with him.
Correct.
The sheriff says McDowell tearfully confessed, reportedly telling them he strangled Crystal in the living room with the children in the room next door.
I think they know Daddy hurt Mommy, and Mommy's not coming back.
McDowell was charged with first-degree felony murder. He's held on $500,000 bail. He hasn't yet entered a plea, and the prosecutor is expected to deliver the case to the grand jury.
When you found out that her ex-husband, Stephen, had confessed to killing her, how did that hit you?
I was devastated. Doesn't feel like reality. Doesn't feel like she's actually gone. And so it's been difficult to come to that realization.
What would you say to Stephen?
I have no words for Stephen.
Crystal had a long-lasting impact on Baytown. Her loved ones will never forget her.
What's the hardest part now that you go through in missing her?
Is knowing that I'm not going to get a text again. I'm not going to get a call again. We're not going to do birthday parties for our children again. I won't get over, this will be a long time before I'll get over losing her.
Steve McDowell is being held on a $500,000 bond. He is yet to enter a plea in court. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.